'cause it's the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Right, we're good to start. Right, come on. Do the makeup, Lucy. Yeah. Don't forget the head. Alright, thank you. Right, ready? Alright. Welcome everybody to tonight's end of season party. I've decided to dress up and I'm sitting comfortably and I hope you are too. I'd like to start by saying a few thank yous. There's quite a few people to thank, so please just bear with me. Nigel and Melanie Beckett, thank you very much for everything that you do. We started this back in August actually when we booked the hotel for the end of season party, and you've been a massive support. Thank you very much. All the other supporters club members, the people on the committee, people like Ben, Nicola, Angie, there's literally too many people to mention. June, mustn't forget you. Thanks very much. And also everybody in the 200 Club, people that play the competitions and just generally contribute to what's going on in the Supporters Club. We appreciate everything that you do. Also, massive special thank you to all the players and the off-ice team. Without you, there would be no hockey club, and without you, we wouldn't have these thrilling Saturday and Sunday nights to look forward to. So tonight we've put something together. Obviously, situation's very different. We are doing an online awards ceremony. There's a lot of fun things to look forward to. Hope you're going to enjoy it. And my final thank you has to go to David, Kez, Lewis and Ben. That team has been absolutely amazing these last few weeks. They worked round the clock to put this together. I really, really hope that you enjoy it. Sit back, enjoy the fun, and I'll see you later.
Good evening everyone, welcome to tonight's virtual awards. I'd like to start by saying a big thank you to our NHS and our frontline workers for keeping us all safe at this time. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank many people behind the scenes at the Wildcats. We can't mention them all by name, but there are lots of people who make our match night work. From our stage side crew, to our competition sellers, to our supporters club. Without all these people on a match night, the game just wouldn't go ahead, so big thank you. We've also got a great fan base that supports us on a regular basis, and it's great to see the crowds increasing year on year, so really big thank you for all the fans who come and support us. On top of that, we've got our sponsors, who Sally has done a great job building up over the last few years. All of these people come together, sponsors, season ticket holders, walk-up fans, everybody involved, all the volunteers. Really, without those people, we wouldn't be able to have a team. So I'd like to just say a big thank you to everybody for everything you do to keep the club running. It wouldn't be possible without everybody involved. I'd also like to take an opportunity to thank a special thank you to Paul and Sally Noby. Paul and Sally don't ask for anything, they're not looking for reward or recognition, but they continually support the club with the hours they put in on a voluntary basis, and also as a major sponsor of the club. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to Paul and Sally. Really appreciate what you do for the club and everything you're doing tonight to get this event going. So I hope you all have a great night, enjoy it, and see you all soon. Thanks.
Good evening, Wildcats fans. We're now joined by head coach Aaron Now, who I believe has got a list of people he'd like to thank for their commitment over the course of the 1920 season, and that seems like a perfect way to start off the evening. Aaron, over to you. I believe you've got a list of thank yous.
I do. I have a list here. I apologise now if I forget someone every year. I normally do. First people I would like to thank are the coaches and the players. They're a great group this year. We've had a pretty similar group for 3 or 4 years now, and very good to be around. And obviously we didn't quite get to where we wanted to be on winning trophies this year, but they were a really good group, and I thought we learnt a lot from a coaching point of view and a player's point of view. I would like to thank David and Kev who help with my stats behind the scenes. They send me an awful lot of stats that other people don't see, and we try and take the most out of them. So David Strover and Kevin, they do a great job for us. Our backroom team, Bert, Jeff, Pete, they're 3 great people that make me smile even thinking about them, and do a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't see at 7 o'clock on a Saturday, Sunday morning. Pete Bradford's in there at 11 o'clock on Saturday night, making sure that all the stuff's washed, and they're a big part of our team. And when things are tough in November and February normally, they really pull us through, especially Bert on the bus on the way home. Our physios from Back to Fitness, led by Lucy and Stacey, they've done a great job with us since they've started. And this year we were very lucky with injuries, and I think they're a big part of that with how good they are to get us back on the ice. Our supporters club do a great job. I think the events they do are really good, and the players enjoy them. The big thing from the players' point of view and the coaches is the buses that they provide with all the hard work that they do. 5-6 years ago, we used to drive to Hull and Manchester on minibuses, being cramped, and a few players said it took years off their career. Now the nice buses we get, it's night and day to what it used to be, and it makes it a lot easier for us. Our sponsors, again, without the sponsors, we wouldn't be able to run. We have got a great group of sponsors that Sally looks after, and I really hope that they've enjoyed their season and would like to continue to support us. And last but no means least, our fans. I thought it was a great year. Our crowds were up this year. I think the atmosphere in the rink was a lot better than the previous 2 years, with every week knowing it was going to be a big game. And I thought the atmosphere was a lot better. I thought the quality of the games are better. And I think Lee did a great job in the DJ booth to get people going. And I think we had some great nights. Of course, we would have liked to have some better nights winning trophies like the previous 2 years, but there were some great games this year, and hopefully we can get through this, what we're going through at the moment, and be back in September.
All right, guys, I think we've got an awful lot of rebuilding to do. Brilliant idea.
Great. The campaign's ready to go.
What campaign?
Boom, ba ba boom, boom, ba da boom, ba da boom, bam, ba boom, bam.
Excuse me, class. Class! Shut up!
Yeah, see? Everybody wants to be the big guy in charge, see? Well, I got news for you.
A very good evening and welcome to the Swindon Wildcats 2019-2020 Supporters Club Awards Digital Edition. So from Block A to Block E to Rinkside and to you on your sofas at home, do we have them noisy Wildcat fans?
So I'm now pleased to start the awards with our first one of the evening, which is the game of the season. This is going to be presented by Emily Baskerville, who's going to announce our shortlist, our winner, and then she's got an important question for our Wildcats captain, Sam Bullis.
Hi, I'm Emily Baskerville. I'm 10 years old and I sponsor Tyler Van Cleef. I've been watching the Wildcats for almost 2 years now. My grandpa does ice hockey graphics, and when I saw them, it interested me to go. My favourite players are Tyler Van Cleef and Ronnie Marr. My favourite moment was when Tyler Van Cleef scored his first goal with the Wildcats. Without further ado, here is the Game of the Season award for the 2019-2020 season. In fourth place, we have Swindon Wildcats 9 versus Raiders 6.
Gonna want a Marr. Marr makes a ridiculous save on that play.
In third place, we have Swindon Wildcats 8 versus Peterborough Phantoms 5.
Back into Bebris. Nice play. Good read into Jones at front. When the pressure's there, goes back to Bebris, and Bebris works it around to Jones, and quick release. Didn't hold on to it at all.
In second place, we have Swindon Wildcats 7 versus Telford Tigers 4.
Ruckus has got time. Telford make the line change. Too many men for me. Back to Ruckus. Ruckus hard in the backhand. Brings it through, and Tom's Ruckus gets that big leg out. Goes around the defenseman like he's handing out bus tickets.
And the winner is Swindon Wildcats 8 versus Basingstoke Bison 7.
Beerbar holds the puck. Now he's going to break free. Now 2-on-2 with Bebris. Now 1-on-1 with Adam Harding. He's going to shoot here. Knuckleball. Aaron now puts it away. Swindon Wildcats 8. Basingstoke Bison 7.
What was it like playing in that game, Sam?
Thanks, Emmy. You know, it was a wonderful game. We've had some big games this season over the last few years, but Basingstoke one definitely stood out for me. It was a massive overtime win. You know, Aaron scored a nice goal in overtime. You know, games like that, and especially playing teams like Basingstoke, who are obviously a rival to us and always battle hard every game against us. You know, they're always fantastic games. So games like that really do mean a lot to the team, and you know, we couldn't do it without the support of the fans. And you know, that building, the building that night was absolutely through the roof, and it was amazing to play in front of the fans in that special game. So, you know, we've had some good ones, but you know, I think I'd put that one up there with some of the overtime wins we've had this year as our biggest games.
You talked about the rivalry with Basingstoke. That's kind of grown over the last few years. The one that always stands out is the Autumn Cup game from a couple of years ago. Is that kind of when it really went to a next level, you think?
Yeah, you know, that was a massive game for us because it was obviously our first trophy in 30 years. And, you know, we always have really good games against Basingstoke. They had a fantastic team this year, a team that work extremely hard. You know, they've got some very talented young players in there as well. So, you know, they're very difficult to play. They come out and play physical. And I think they matched us a lot of the year. You know, I think we had some good battles, and, you know, that was proven with some of the results we had. You know, they're always tight games, and, you know, there's always going to be an eventful evening when it's us versus Basingstoke.
And putting that result to one side, you could have picked any game for game of the season with the new National League, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we had some massive games this year. You know, we had a couple of overtime wins and equally a couple of overtime losses where, you know, I think they were tremendous games as well. Some of the Telford games we had this year were, I think, to watch, and, you know, we obviously watch them back in video, and they were superb game of ice hockey, you know, and I think that's the big difference this year in the new league compared to the older league was, you know, the level. Every game is a battle, and every game could go either way, you know, and that's why we play ice hockey. We want it to be competitive, and, you know, I think that's why it was such a good year to watch.
And lastly, playing in front of that home crowd at the Link Centre, you've done it for 11 years now. Still enjoy it as much as you did on day one?
Yeah, definitely. You know, if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. So that's my motto. And, you know, to play in front of our fans, they're so dedicated, they're so loyal. You know, I see the same faces week in, week out, you know, cheering us on, win or lose. And, you know, we can't ask much more. And it really does make a difference. You know, we do go to some ice rinks, and it's a very, no crowd at all. I think the best example was Solihull this year. I think we had more Wildcat fans than any other people in the building. So, you know, it's hard for the Leeds team to bring anyone down, and it's tough for us to bring anyone up into Solihull. So, you know, it was a strange game. It was eerily quiet, and, you know, the fans really do make a difference when they're behind you. And even the 20 fans that made the trip up to Solihull with us made a massive difference. So, you know, all we can say is thank you to the fans, and hopefully see you again in September.
So thanks, Emily and Sam, for talking about the game of the season. We now move to the Best of Beggsy Award, which is going to be presented by Paul Williams, and then followed by an interview with Mark Beggs.
Yeah, hi, my name is Paul Williams. I've been a Wildcats fan for one season. I previously watched ice hockey in my previous place I lived on the Isle of Wight. I went to Wildcats match last season and basically got hooked. I think it's fast, physical, great game, and the result can change within the last few seconds, as we all know. My favourite moment or match of the season, without a shred of a doubt, has to be the first leg of the semi-final of the Cup against Telford at the Link. I thought the Wildcats team played exceptionally well, every single one of them, to come away with a top result and a win against, as we all know, a very, very strong team. So superb. I'm also pleased to present announce the award for the Best Begsy moment for 2019 and 20. In third place, with 18.8% of the vote, is Mason Webster, getting stood up by Tyler Plews.
There to Bitchley. Bitchley picks it up to Webster. Webster gets stood up by Plews. That's Tyler Plews.
In second place, with 26.4% of the vote, is Thomas Malazinski, breaking the door down.
One-on-one with Marr. Malazinski, whoa! You don't need to give him an invitation for the party. He's going to break the door down.
And the winner, with 32% of the vote, is Dinner Time for Eddie, the Eagle Bebris.
Nice play. Good work in the Wildcats. Put it away, Edgar Bebris. It's dinner time for Big Bird.
So well done all. Thank you, and see you all again soon.
Okay, so we're now joined by the voice behind the Wildcats commentary videos. Many of you might have seen his face around the link, but didn't necessarily know who he was. We're now joined by Mark Beggs, our game night commentator. So Beggsy, just we've announced the winner. Your award this year, the Best of Beggsy, was the Eddie Bebris line for Dinner Time for Big Bird. Just give us your thoughts on what it's like commentating on Wildcats games.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty enjoyable. Like Steve asked me to do it a couple of years ago. Just something new they wanted to add, I guess, to the match night experience. And I think we did some couple of live streams at the time. Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's a good. I think if you know a lot of the players, you know a lot about ice hockey and the games. You can add a bit more to the highlight, so to speak. I think my highlight a couple of years ago was when Max ran over Robin Kovar in the middle of the ice, and we had a few hits on YouTube.
Robin Kovar up on the red. That's the play you want to get. Max Breiber, toot. The train's coming through the middle.
But yeah, it adds a bit of excitement. It's quite good. I quite enjoy it. Bit of creativity, which is good. Yeah, it makes a bit for Saturday night and adding a bit to the Swindon media experience. Everybody.
Yeah, and what's it been like commentating on the team for 1920? Obviously, a new national league. It's been very competitive every night. Even enjoying the games you've been watching and commentating on.
Yeah, like like I said, I speak quite a lot to the coaches in the elite league and stuff like that around like players, and the national league is a viable product right now. So the gap, I think, last year between the elite league and the current second league was massive. But in the national league, the players, the coaches, the owners have really put a good product on the ice, and the gap between the elite league and the national league is pretty close as a viable product. Any of our young players, they can develop to make that next step. But every night's been close. Every game, home and away. You got to have your home form in the season. The season ended the way it did, but it's been a great season. To be honest, like it's been one of the most exciting seasons that I've seen in this country so far. And I've been here quite a long time, but it's been a great season. The National League could only get stronger. It's a challenge for the league to build on from this past season, but can only go forward.
And just, you mentioned it there, but just give us a little bit of an overview on your role within British hockey, because it's a lot more than just the commentator at the Wildcats home game.
Yeah, so it's outside of that, I'm head of talent identification with Great Britain Ice Hockey. Within that, monitoring all of our top prospects across the UK, linking in with the elite league coaches, national league coaches, how we progress. Spent a lot of time with the England national team, attending their coach, traveling to Finland when they're away. Didn't go away this year. So yes, it's quite a broad role. So I'd like to think of, if there's anything happen with a British player in the UK, it's probably going to come via me at some point, whether that be recruitment to the National League or recruitment to the Elite League or going abroad, NCAA, or going to play junior in the States. And when they come back, more or less, we've had some players that come right back, step right into the Elite League. So yeah, so try to keep keep everybody aware. And if someone needs an honest assessment of a player, they're probably going to get it from myself. And yeah, working to have good relationships across the National League and the Elite League to make sure the players are progressing. We got some outstanding talent. Just have to make sure it's not a race and we get there. But yeah, it's pretty busy. So Saturday night, as long as the commentary also gives you an opportunity to watch the players that are playing in the National League. And to be honest, probably the National League right now is a great step for the players to see how they're going to progress.
Yeah, I guess it helps when you're commentating on them as well because it gives you that focused eye on certain players at certain times.
Yeah, you get to see, like, we've been fortunate, like in the National League, like Aaron was a GB20's coach, Tommy Watkins was a GB20 coach, Slava Kulikov was a GB20 coach. So a lot of the players playing in the league is, this is an opportunity for them to step up with 2 imports in the league. Strong British goaltending. We've had some outstanding play from a number of players across the league. But again, it's a strong league, and it's a good opportunity. See how they play in the system. Say they play in strong environment. We're lacking in there. We don't have an awful lot of strong young defensemen coming through, so it's an opportunity for the league to really exploit that.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for taking the time out and joining us this evening, Begsy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries, but I think you guys down at Swindon Media did an outstanding job this season, and only better. So well done.
So thanks, Paul, and thanks, Begsy, for joining the interview there. We're now going to be moving on to the Supporters Club Awards, and the first one is the Save of the Season. So I'm now going to hand over to Tony Wickens, who is going to announce the winner.
Hi, Wildcats fans. It's your very own resident Bison fan here. Since moving to Swindon from Basingstoke in 2018, we have taken up residence in the back row of Block D. I would like to thank the Wildcats organisation for letting me announce this, as it gives me the opportunity to thank you all for your hospitality at your excellent rink and for a season of fabulous ice hockey. Please don't be strangers and say hi to us next season. You won't miss us, we're the ones in the strange shirts. And now, back to the business in hand. I am pleased to announce the Save of the Season for 2019-20. In third place, with 18.6% of the vote, it's René Mar re the Raiders. In second place, with 26.6% of the vote, it's René Mar v Bracknell Bees. With 33% of the vote, the winner is René Mar v Basingstoke Bison.
So to Lydiard, back into Sam to Brodowski across to Sutton. Knuckleball all the way in. Good response from Rennie Marr.
Congratulations, Rennie, for an excellent season. Thank you all again. Stay safe and see you in September.
Now joined by Rennie Marr, who has won the Save of the Season. So Rennie, it was the second save on the video, the one against Basingstoke. Just talk us through that from your perspective.
Yeah, well, obviously there was a bit of a scramble on the play. I don't know what happened. I think the guy shot it and it maybe took a little bit of a deflection off lids and it was bobbling a little bit, and I just kind of got a blocker to it or a pad, and it just popped up in the air. So my first kind of instinct was just to, I don't know, fall back and just hope that I could catch it, and luckily I pulled it off. I think it was a little bit out of position. That's probably why it looked like it was such an effort, but yeah, I was just trying whatever I could do to try catch it and stop it from going in.
And when you feel that puck hit you on the blocker or the pad there, and do you know instantly that it's gone up? Do you know where that's gone, or is it just the natural reaction to think that's going to go?
I mean, usually you kind of like you're tracking the puck and trying to follow it, but I think it was bobbling a little bit. Like it wasn't really like a normal shot. It kind of like dipped on me a little bit. So I just kind of like looked around and tried to see where it was, and then I just kind of caught like my peripheral like up high somewhere, and I just kind of like looked up to try see where it was, and luckily managed to get it.
And you obviously saw the video, the 5 or 6 that was shortlisted, and
yeah,
do they look as good as they feel when you're in that net at the time when you look back on them now?
I mean, some of them after you've kind of saved it, or there's like a break in play, you're kind of it seemed like it was a pretty good save and stuff. But I mean, like I remember when I was younger, like getting told that like coaching, goalie coaching stuff, you always got told like the saves that always look the best are usually because you're out of position or you're doing like something wrong. That's why you kind of have to make like a desperation save. So sometimes you're kind of thinking like, oh, it's a good save, but I must have done something wrong to like kind of be in the wrong position or be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I mean, having like being able to recover from like being out of position and making a saves, you're thankful for that, and it always looks a lot better. So yeah.
And when you're down on the ice, do you know when you've pulled off the really important saves? Obviously, like you've got players, they know when they scored, they know when they scored a massive goal. But for you, do you get that feeling as well when the puck hits the back of your glove or you blocker it away?
I think obviously every save is kind of important in the game, but there's like certain situational stuff. Like if they've just scored and then they get another chance, like if they score 2 quick goals and it's that could end up resulting in a loss or whatever, or you've just scored a goal and it's 3-2 in a game and then they get a breakaway and you have to make a save. Like I think a lot of it's like situational, like depends how long's left in a game, what the score is, stuff like that. But obviously, like if you're up a lot of goals, and every save is important, I think, but obviously it has higher and lower like importance and impact on the game. Just obviously if it can be, obviously if it's a overtime save or goal or whatever it is, like it can obviously stop you getting points or help you winning points. So I think every save is important, but it's really just situational.
And I have to ask as the last question, you saw the video. Is that the one you would have voted for?
I think it's probably up there. There's a few that were better than others. I think maybe either that one or I think the one against Bracknell where it just kind of like came out of nowhere. Like I think I was in the wrong position at that point as well. But I mean, there's a couple. I think it's just whatever looks most dramatic really always ends up being the best. So I'd say it was either the one that did win or the Bracknell one that would get my vote. Yeah.
Congratulations, Ronnie, and thank you for Tony for presenting the save of the season. Next, we move on to the goal of the season. So I'm now going to hand over to the Robertson family, who are going to announce our winner.
We are the Robertsons, who sponsor the coaches. We have been supporting the Wildcats now for 4 years.
We are in the under-9 Swindon hockey team.
We love playing against Cardiff and Oxford. We're pleased to now announce the goal of the season for the 2019 to 2020 season.
In third place with 18.7% of the vote is Thomas Malinsky.
In second place with 20.8% of the vote is Aaron Ned. And with an extraordinary amount of 42.7% of the votes, the winner is Tom's Ruckus.
Ruckus has got time. Telford make the line change. Too many men for May. Back to Ruckus. Ruckus hard in the backhand. Brings it through, and Tom's Ruckus gets that big leg out. Goes around the defenseman like he's handing out bus tickets.
So we're now joined by Tom's Ruckus, who's won the goal of the year for his effort in the first leg of the cup semi-final against Telford at the Link. So Tom's, just give us your reaction to winning the award.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shock to me. I wasn't expecting it. It was a nice surprise. It's always nice winning, so I just want to say thanks to everyone who voted for me.
Yeah, and talk us through that goal. You picked it up in your own zone and just basically put it straight for that net.
Yeah, I picked it up in our own end. I was going down the wall. Had quite a lot of speed. Then once I went over the blue line, I feel like there was a split second where I either had to go cut to the middle or keep going wide. Don't know why I ended up going wide, and it worked out. Beat him, and then slipped at 5-hole between the goalie's legs.
Yeah, nice. And that game against Telford obviously was massive. We hadn't really beaten them much over the course of the season. So do you think that was one of the best performances of the year?
Yeah, it was definitely a really big game, especially with that being the cup. Every goal really mattered, and that game I feel like we dominated for most of the game. So yeah, it was a good performance all around.
And obviously you've been on a two-way deal with the Swindon and the Devils this year. How do you think that's gone?
Yeah, pretty good. I feel like it's definitely made me a better hockey player. I've enjoyed my time playing for both teams. So yeah, it was a good year. Weird ending, but yeah.
And I guess training with the Devils every day, you learn so much with the high caliber of players they've got down there.
Yeah, exactly. The skill level in Cardiff is very high. Just being on the ice, training with them, keeping up with them, it's definitely raised my game a lot.
Yeah. And how do you think your season went in Swindon? Obviously, you were pretty much a point a game. You must be pretty happy with that when you did play for the Cats.
Yeah. I think it's probably been my best season I've had so far. So it's nice to see them progressing each year. Yeah, it was unfortunate about the ending, but yeah, I think I did pretty good overall.
Well done, Toms. That really was a superb effort. And thank you to the Robertson family for their superb introduction there. Great work on the drums. Next, we're going to move on to the Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club Defenceman of the Year. So I'm now going to hand over to the Gingell family, who are going to announce the winner.
Hey Wildcat fans, I hope you can stay and safe. I think it's time. We're here to present D-Man of the Year. And hang on. In third place, with 13.5% of the vote, is number 30, Rennie Ma. In second place, with 19% of the vote, is number 44, Neil Lydiard. And with 40.5% of the vote, the winner is number 24, Tyler Blues.
Okay, Cats fans, so we're now joined by the Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club D-Man of the Year for 2019-20, which is, of course, Tyler Blues. Tyler, give us your reaction to winning that award.
Well, firstly, thank you very much to everyone who voted. This came as quite a big surprise, just with the D-men we have this year in the team. I always thought the award could have went to any one of us. You know, we all had a pretty good season. So yeah, it was a huge surprise, and yeah, I'm really happy that everyone voted for me, and I can't thank enough.
You talked about the other D-men there. You won it by a bit of a landslide victory, but what's it like being part of that 5-man D-corps?
Oh mate, it makes your life so much easier. Having such great teammates, not only as a whole team, but in D, it just makes life easier. Like playing with guys who are older than me, who have got more experience than me. It just helps my game. It helps me learn, and yeah, it just helps me be a better defenseman overall, mate. Just watching them and what they do, and maybe taking parts of their game and trying to do it into my own kind of thing. So it makes life so much easier having good teammen back there. That helps you out quite a lot.
And I guess it's obviously nice playing in front of Rennie as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've said a few times during the season, it makes life so much easier when Rennie Mars in goals. There's a few times where a guy will get past you and you're like, oh no, here comes the goal, but Rennie's there to stop without a doubt. So yeah, it's good to see he had such a great season this year as well.
And I guess he plays a big part of that D-corps as well.
Oh, huge amount. Rennie's always been there, the last man to stop the puck for us. We've had a good year, I thought, for D, but there's been a few games where we've maybe not played our best, and Rennie's always been there to help us out and kind of pull us out the crap. So it's been a good season for him, and good to have him back for another year as well.
And obviously this is your award. You're the D-Man of the Year. You've kind of added a few more points to your game this year. You must be pretty happy with the offensive side of your game as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few occasions where I wanted to score more or be kind of have better points, but to improve from last year, I can't complain, mate. As long as I'm each year getting better and better, and I'm getting more points and I'm helping by producing that way, then yeah, I can't say any more.
And lastly, it's just been announced the game of the season was the Basingstoke 8-7 win, the overtime winner. What do you remember of that game, the crowd in the rink that night?
Yeah, well, I think every time we play Basingstoke, it's always a pretty good game. It's really feisty and it's always back and forward. And on the night, any of the teams can win. So yeah, that game was good. I'm pretty sure Aaron scored the game winner in overtime. Knuckleball Nell, I'm sure that was. But yeah, so that was good. I think proper buzz. And it's always good beating Basingstoke. You know, I think we've got quite a good rivalry going on with them right now. So it's always lovely to get the points from them.
And always nice to get one up on Jay King as well.
Oh, King, man. There's nothing better than getting one up on Jay King, I can assure you that.
Perfect, please. Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Yeah, you too, buddy. I'll speak to you soon.
So, congratulations, Tyler, and thank you to Kieran, Natalie, Robin, and little baby Rory for presenting that award. We're now going to move over to the Swindon Wildcats Forward of the Year. So I'm now going to hand to Luke Britton, Lisa French, and baby Sky.
Evening, Wildcats fans. We hope you're all staying home and staying safe. We'd like to start by giving a big shout out to all the NHS workers and the key workers who are doing everything they can to keep us all safe and healthy.
First and foremost, as many of you are aware, Lisa spent the duration of the 2019-20 season pregnant, and we would like to take this opportunity to introduce you all to our daughter Sky, who was born on the 3rd of April.
We've been asked to share our favourite moment of the season, and for Luke this was
The 5-0 win back in September at home to Peterborough. Lisa, this was
the home win against the Telford Tigers in the Cup semi-final.
So without further ado, it's now time for us to present the Forward of the Year for the Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club in the 2019-20 awards. So in 5th place, with 8.9% of the votes, was Thomas Malazinski.
In 4th place, with 12.8% of the vote, was Chris Jones.
In 3rd place, with 16.5% of the vote, was Tyler Van Cleef.
In 2nd place, with 21.9% of the vote, was Edgar's Bebrith.
And the winner of the 2019-20 Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club Forward of the Year, clocking up a massive 26.8% of the votes and scoring over 100 points throughout the 2019-20 season, is our very own coach, Mr. Aaron Nell. So we'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Supporters Club and the Swindon Wildcats for allowing us this opportunity. And we hope that you all have a great summer, stay safe, and we'll see you all in the new season.
So it's just been announced that the Supporters Club Forward of the season for 2019-20 was head coach Aaron Now. Aaron, join us now. Just give us your reaction to winning the award.
Oh, it's a surprise. I thought we had lots of good forwards this year, and I don't think I've won this award before, and it's obviously a great honour coming from the fans, and very happy for it.
And yourself personally, a 100-point season, 50 goals on the board. You must be fairly happy with how that went.
Look, I think every hockey player will tell you they'd much prefer to win trophies for the team and all that. And yeah, it was nice to be able to get 100 points, but I'd much prefer us to be in first place. But it was overall from our team, I thought it was a good season, and just unfortunately in them key times we weren't quite good enough.
And going into that last weekend of the season, what we all thought it might have been, you knew you were close to the 100 points. Was it a target for you to get that?
It was, especially in the circumstances. Obviously knew we weren't playing, well, basically knew we weren't going to be playing the week after, and also kind of knew that there wasn't much to play for anymore. And it's always nice. If anyone tells you they don't care about that, I think they're probably lying. And it was nice to get it.
And obviously, a couple of years ago now, you had a bit of a serious shoulder injury. Do you think this was your sort of best season on the ice since then, or?
I think so. Overall, it was for sure. I thought last season, 2 seasons ago now, the year we won the league, I don't think I was very good whatsoever, and I was very disappointed with how I played. And I thought this year I was better, and that was a big goal of mine. And it's hopefully I can build on it for next season.
And I know yourself is 100 points to your name, but obviously you can't go without saying there's a big part for your line mates. So you've got Thomas Malazinski, Sam Bullish, you had Max this year. It was great having those guys around you on the ice as well.
Look, we had a really good set of forwards this year. We had a good team, and we scored a lot. I think we're the highest scoring team, or maybe the second highest in the league. And my line mates are, because I get to pick the lines, I make sure I get good ones. And Thomas has been great for us since he's come back. And when Max was here, especially at the start of the year, I thought our line was really good. And then played more with Bully at the end of the year, and I've played with Bully for at least 3 years now, and we seem to play really well together. So hopefully it can continue next year.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Aaron. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Aaron, and congratulations, Luke and Lisa, for the safe arrival of baby Sky. I'm now thrilled to say I'm going to be rejoined by head coach Aaron now, who is going to talk us through his awards, beginning with the most improved player.
This player's won because he's had a really good year. He's improved as the season's gone on, and he's worked very hard, and he's been patient at times, but he's really pushed on. And the improvement from September to March was great, and his responsibility in the team really came up. And the winner's number 77, Ben Neversall.
Before we speak to Ben, let's just remind ourselves of the superb goal he scored away at Peterborough earlier on this season.
Get back, shoot! Oh, what a finish! What a finish! So 77's Neversall. There's the equalising goal. It's 5-5, and that was hit as sweet as you like. The first timer. 6:35 remaining in the.
So Ben, congratulations on winning the Most Improved Player of the Year award. Just give us your reaction to being named by Aaron.
Yeah, I'm really happy to receive the award. It's the first one I won for the Wildcats, and it's nice to get some recognition from Aaron that my hard work over the season's paid off.
And does it mean more winning it in the sort of the new National League, which was obviously a lot more competitive every weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the new league obviously helped me develop because we were competing every weekend. We got a good group of D and forwards, but we're all competing against each other, which I think helped me to get better over the season.
And you talked about the D group there. You've kind of been the same for 2 or 3 years now. Is it easy to play alongside those guys that you know really well?
Yeah, I think we're as a D core, we've got like a good group mentality. We can all play with each other. I think, as you said, as we've been together a while now, it's really good playing with all of them, and a lot of them have got experience playing at higher levels as well, so they've been really helpful for me.
And I know we've talked this year, but you obviously brought Lee Richardson into the coaching team. Has he had a big impact on the D core this year?
Yeah, I think, well, with his experience as well, it's on the bench. It's good when the D are coming off, we got someone to go and talk to and someone to help us out and point us in the right direction, and also just keep our heads in the game, because obviously sometimes it can get frustrating, but he's always calm and there for us when we need him.
And looking back to sort of this time last year, did you set yourself for any goals for the season just gone? And if you did you match them?
Well, definitely. I think my goals was to obviously get better, and by winning this award, I think I've achieved that goal. And going forward, the goal is the same. I should hopefully keep getting better and see where the season goes.
So congratulations, Ben. And next, Aaron, we move over to the Coaches Player of the Year. If you could just give us the reasons why this player's won the award and announce the winner, please.
Well, this is a player that he's no nonsense, and he's no bother, and he works hard every day, and he takes everything that myself and the other coaches give to him really well, and he wants to improve every day. And he's come along a long way in the last 2 years, and he's really matured, especially this year with the more responsibility he's had. And the winner's Tyler Plews.
Congratulations, Coaches Player of the Year for 2019-20. Give us your thoughts on winning the award.
Definitely come as a huge surprise to me. I got the text from Aaron letting me know. It was nice, mate. It was something I don't think I've ever won in my career, and to be in a team full of players who are that good and that good of character and stuff, it does mean a lot to get that award. So yeah, I'm over the moon, mate.
And what does it mean getting that from guys like Aaron and Richie, the coaches?
It's good, mate. Obviously, they've been and done it before. They know what they're looking for, and for me to get picked to be the Coaches Player of the Year, and I mean, it goes a long way, mate, and it's going to motivate me to come next season and do even better, you know. So it's good. I'm really, really happy for that.
And year one, you won Most Improved Player. Year two, you get Coaches Player of the Year. What's your aspirations for year three?
Like I said, mate, I go into awards nights to have fun. I don't expect anything. So to get awards, it's always a plus, and obviously a big bonus, and it does go a long way, and it motivates you. So yeah, really good feeling.
And you felt yourself you had a good year with the Cats?
Yeah, not bad, mate. I felt like I'm not too bad. Better than last year, I felt like. felt more comfortable, and I got more leeway from Aaron. He let me do more stuff on the ice, and he wanted me to be stand up and be that player. And for most of the games, I feel like I have. Obviously, you can't be the best all the time, but you can certainly try and be. So yeah.
And obviously, it's a bit of an unknown situation with the way the summer work's going at the moment. But how do you guys approach a new year?
It's just one day at a time, really. I mean, for me right now, obviously there's no gyms or anything like that, so it's just keeping fit by going out running and stuff. So hopefully this all goes away, and we can concentrate on the season coming ahead. But right now it's just a day at a time, just keeping safe and stuff. Yeah.
And lastly, just obviously you never get to see the fans at the award night, so have you got a little message for them over the summer?
Well, hi Wildcats fans. God, you missed me singing on karaoke this year. I'd have been sick. But hey, thank you for all your support throughout the year. You really are the sixth guy in ice for us. When the place is loud, like boys are buzzing every night. The stuff you do off the ice for us as well is a huge impact. And everyone, I speak on behalf of the team, we all appreciate everything you do for us. So keep on being loud, keep on being proud, and I'll see you all next season.
Congratulations, Tyler, for winning the Coaches Player of the Year. We're now going to move on to the Players Player of the Year, and I'm thrilled to say that we're rejoined by Swindon Wildcats captain Sam Bullis. Sam, just give us the reasons this player's won the award and then announce the winner, please.
This guy is one of a kind. He's a very special person. He's a massive part of our team. These certain players who you play with throughout your career who really make you want to stay at that club and really make you want to be a part of that team and bring people together and, add to that team cohesion. And, he's a superb guy. He is about 50 years old. I don't think anyone's ever seen his real birth certificates. So we're still unsure about his age, but seeing the way he's playing and, the professionalism he shows day in, day out. And truly, he's just a great person. And he's one of the main reasons I love playing ice hockey, and I love people like him and being around them every day. So the winner is Neil Lydiard. Well done, Neil.
So we're now joined on the line by Neil Lydiard, who's just been announced as the winner of the 2019-20 Players Player of the Year award. Neil, just give us your reaction to that, if possible.
Well, if I'm totally honest, it was a big shock. It's always nice to win any sort of award, but I think this one, to win the Players Player, that means a lot. It means, obviously the players, your fellow players, thought you had a good season, and you contributed the whole way through. Yeah, so it's quite a special one to win the Players Player.
Yeah, and I guess, like you said, it must be nice for your fellow players to be the guy that voted for you.
Yeah, like I said, it is a nice one to win. I mean, as I said, any award is nice to win, but to win one that was voted on by your fellow players, it means a lot.
And what was the locker room atmosphere like in there this year?
Ever since I've been in Swindon, the atmosphere in the changing room, we've been a real tight knit group, and this season it seemed even more so. Everybody got on with everyone, and sometimes I've played on other teams in the past, and there's been little cliques and stuff, but this year we were just a tight knit group, and everyone got on well with everyone.
Yeah, and yourself, obviously, to come well with Players Play, you must be obviously pretty happy with that. But your personal performances, you're happy with that as well this year?
Yeah. I mean, I was happy overall with how I played. Yeah, would have been nice to maybe score a couple more goals, but me personally, I'd rather have a couple more blocks and a couple more goals because that's a big part of my game. But yeah, all in all, I was pleased with the season that I had, although it was cut short.
Yeah, and you say a couple more blocks, but you must have had at least well over 100 anyway. That must be something that not every player can do.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I don't really know why. It's just something that I've always done, and for some strange reason, it's something that I enjoy doing as well.
Fair enough. And a couple of the other awards have been announced tonight. So we've had Ben Nethersells won the Most Improved Player. How do you just give us your thoughts on that one as well?
Yeah, I think that's a well-deserved award, Benny. I mean, he's such a naturally gifted hockey player. He's so composed out on the ice, and he sees the ice really well. He skates well, moves the puck well, and he's fully deserved it, because the more ice time Benny's got, the better he's played.
And the other one, Tyler Blues has won the Coaches Player of the Year. Another D-man you spend a lot of time with. Just give us your reaction to that.
Yeah, Plusy, another great player. I mean, he's still young. He's a bit of an old school player as well. He's like gritty, Plusy. He's not afraid to block shots, take the body, stick up for his teammates, and he can chip in offensively as well. So yeah, he's fully deserved, and another player, everyone gets on with him in the changing room as well.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for taking the time to join us, Neil, and congratulations on the award. So it's been announced that Neil Lydiard's been voted the Players Player of the Year award. We've heard Bully's reasons. We've heard from Lids. Just give us your reaction to that one, Aaron.
Well, it's no surprise. Lids is a person that he comes to work every day, and is a really big part of our team. And we've grown a lot in the last 5-6 years since he's come back. So he's a great person to be around. The players love him, and he's a good leader, and he leads by example with everything he does. And I'm, as a coach, very happy that he's back again next season. And from him winning this awards, it shows how much the players like him and respect him.
Congratulations, Lids, and thanks to him and Sam for joining me there. I'm now pleased to say we can move on to one of the most important awards at every end of season party for the Wildcats and their fans. It's the Dave Richardson Award for the Best British Player. I'm thrilled to say that I'm joined by Lee now. Lee, just give us an overview for people that don't know what your dad Dave did and how he had impact on ice hockey in Swindon.
Yeah, so basically Dad, he was always involved with the club. He obviously through the juniors. Then he went on to work with the Wildcats. He started doing the clock and all sorts of other stuff. And, pretty much down the rink 24/7 with kids and men's hockey. And he was just sort of part of it always. And I think back in the day where Steve now took over, he was part of that and, did the accounts for them. And he kind of just was always a figure around the rink. And with us playing and then going on to play for the men's team, it was nice to the club when he passed away to name the award after him. And we've been doing it ever since. I think it's probably about the 13th year now. It's been maybe 14th year of the award. So it's nice that it's still going and nice that he's still remembered by everyone down there. And, him and Steve were close through the years. So it's nice that they were, award the award still for him.
And does it mean more to, obviously, your assistant coach with the Cats now to be able to help award that, where bearing in mind it's in your dad's name now?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was always nice when I played because I still got to present it then. But I think now as a coach, you maybe see things a little bit differently and see, the kind of the person Dad was. He had 4 kids, so he had to work hard. And this award tends to go to someone who does work hard and and works the way. This year it goes to someone who's worked their way up and worked their way into the team, and that's what he kind of liked as well.
Cool. So this leads us on nicely. So give us a description on why this player's won the award, and then just announce the winner for us, please, Lee.
So yeah, like I said, it was always, he kind of always goes to someone who works hard, someone who is invaluable to the team, both on the ice and off the ice. And it's really nice this year that, it goes to someone that Dad knew well from with juniors. He was same age as my brother, so he grew up with my brother. So Dad would have been around him a lot, seeing him play. And me personally, I coached him at hockey school when he was 7 or 8 years old, and then went on to play with him. And now back on the bench with him, he's a guy who brings everything every single night. He's popular amongst players and fans, and he can't really do much more than he does. He's not out there because he leaves a massive hole. So it's great that he's won this. Another Swindon boy, and that's Stevie Whitfield.
Okay, so we're now joined by Stevie Whitfield, who's been named the Dave Richardson Best British Player of the Year award. Stevie, just give us your reaction to winning this one.
Just really happy. I was a bit surprised when Aaron texted me about it, but just really happy to sort of get that recognition from Aaron and Lee.
Yeah, and what does it mean more winning it in the name of sort of Lee's dad and coming through the system in Swindon and potentially having won it before, I think?
Yeah, and it's a big one. I'm good friends with Grant Richardson as well, Lee's younger brother. We played in junior together. So I obviously remember Dave quite well. So the namesake of the award makes it a bit more meaningful too, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you never expect to win these awards, but you said you were surprised when Aaron texted you. How were you happy with your performances over the season?
Not too bad, really. Yeah, I was a bit surprised. It's sort of, I think there's, I tend to be a bit sort of under the radar sometimes. It's just playing defensively, really. So it's quite easy to sort of not be forgotten, but just if I'm playing well, I shouldn't be. You shouldn't really be seeing me that much out there, because you only really get seen when you're doing something wrong. So, for them to recognise that, it's just really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And from a team perspective, obviously it's disappointing the way the season's finished for everybody, but how do you think the team got on this year?
Difficult, really. We kind of had a good year, but we just had in quite a lot of meaningful games. We just fell a bit short. So that was really how I think this season is going to be remembered, is sort of a good year, but not quite a great one.
Yeah. And looking ahead next year, obviously, this is the second year of a new competitive National League, but also your 10th year and your testimonial season.
Yeah, so, looking forward to another year of hockey once we get going again and get things back to normal. And, it'll be nice to celebrate at the end of the year. And I'm sure once things settle down a bit and get back to normal, I'll start organising a few things. And, really looking forward to that.
And has the last sort of 10 years completely flown by, or has it felt like 10 years worth of hockey in Swindon?
It's gone really quick, which is probably a good sign. I've been enjoying it. It's great playing in Swindon. The fans are amazing, and the organisation is great. So it's gone very quick. So shouldn't be too long at the end of the year.
So congratulations, Stevie, and thanks, Lee, for joining me and just giving us a bit of an overview on why that award is so important to the Wildcats and their fan base. Sadly, we're coming towards the end of the evening, and we've now got one award left to announce, which is the Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club Player of the Year. And I'm pleased to say that to announce the top 5 in the way that only he could, I'm going to hand over to the Swindon Wildcats match night announcer, Lee Keepance. Lee, can you just give us the top 5 and announce the winner, please?
So we've come to the last award of the evening, and this is the Player of the Season voted by the Swindon Wildcats Supporters Club for the 2019-2020 season. And in joint 5th place is the first player with 71 points. He is sponsored by the McCall family. It's number 11, Chris Jones. And also in 5th place is the player that missed half of the season, scoring 27 goals and wearing jersey number 36. Sponsored by Emily Baskerville, it's Tyler Van Cleef. So now into 4th place is the player who contributed 17 points with 83 blocked shots and a plus minus of 34. He's already won 2 awards this evening, and in 4th place goes to the player sponsored by Jim and Sue Power. It's number 24, Tyler Blues. And in 3rd place is a player who achieved 69 points, including 3 short-handed goals, and he led the team in the Man of the Match awards. This player is sponsored by Sally Norbury. It's number 71, Edgar Beveris. Next, in 2nd place, is the player who had a superb season with 52 assists and 50 goals, adding up for a total of 102-point season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your head coach, sponsored by Neil and Vicky Davison, number 19, Aaron Now. We now come to the winner of the Supporters Club Player of the Season. This player has supported the Cats through the season like he has for the previous 2 seasons. He led the league in save percentage, facing a whopping 1,492 shots over the course of the season. It gives me great pleasure to announce the winner of the 2019-2020 season. Your Player of the Season, sponsored by the Hardy family, it's number 30, René Mar!
Okay, so it's just been announced that the Player of the Season for the Supporters Club Awards was Rennie Ma, who's joined us again. Rennie, just give us your reaction to winning that award.
Yeah, obviously it's a bit of a surprise. I mean, the supporters obviously have quite a few guys to choose from. A lot of people obviously were up there in the points and obviously put on some really good displays. So to be voted for the Supporters Club Player of the Year is pretty special. It means a lot, and obviously the fans having their confidence and trust and voting me for that, it's really special. Yeah, it means a lot.
And obviously this year's been a bit different for you. It's probably the most ice time you've probably faced in a good few years. And what's it been like for you playing most nights?
Yeah, well, obviously the last couple of years I've played quite a lot compared to when I was a little bit younger in the Elite League, and you're not playing that much. I think it just means that you're enjoying it a lot more, and you look forward to coming to the rink and playing games. And obviously, when you're enjoying what you do, it's a lot better. And when you're winning it, it makes it even better. So, yeah, it's the last couple of years have been brilliant, and this year especially with, you know, it being a new league and it's a lot more competitive and stuff. So being able to play and feel like I'm improving a lot more as the years gone on. So yeah, playing a lot more is I'm enjoying it a lot, and I'm looking forward to doing it obviously for the next few years that are coming up.
And you look back on last year, obviously it didn't end the way we wanted to, but is it crazy to think that's 3 years done in Swindon already?
Yeah, as I was actually just speaking to one of my parents about that. Just like the last 3 years have flown in compared to the first 2 years that I played like professionally, when obviously I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to, and it was a bit more like demanding and stuff. And it just felt a little bit like it is right now with this whole coronavirus stuff. You're just like doing the same thing over and over, and it just gets a little bit boring. So obviously to be playing a lot more and enjoying it, the time's flying by so quick. So yeah.
And you must be pretty happy to be back for the next couple of years as well.
Yeah, obviously the last 3 years apart from this year, obviously, don't know what could happen this year, but the first 2 years we went on to win trophies and win the league. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the next couple of years we can get some more silverware and some more championships.
And another year with Mr. Blues as well. You must be pretty excited to get him back down to Swindon with you for next year.
Yeah, it'll be good. Obviously, this year he's been huge for us. Like him and Lids, you know, blocking shots, and obviously Bluesy's got quite a few goals and assists. So I think he's enjoying it as well. And obviously, we grew up together, playing, winning trophies, and playing in Scotland GB teams and stuff together. So yeah, another year with Bluesy will be fun.
So massive congratulations, Ronnie, and a big thank you to Lee for announcing that award in the only way that you could, as if we were sat in the Link Centre on a Saturday evening getting ready for a big night of Swindon Wildcats ice hockey. I'd just like to say now a big thank you for all the players for joining me this evening and talking through to the awards, and congratulations to all our award winners. And I'd also like to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to David Strover, Lewis Nell, and Kezia Farthing for the superb work you guys have done putting all this together this evening. And obviously it kind of goes without saying, a massive thank you to all the fans that sent in intros for the awards and announcing it. You did a great job. Thank you very much, and have a safe summer. Stay safe, and hopefully it won't be long until we get some ice hockey again.
So that's the end of our award ceremony tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to all our winners. Stay safe everyone over the summer. Keep your eye on social media, and hopefully we'll get together soon. There you go. That's the end of our end of line. No, it's not the end of line. It's the is blah blah blah. Right. That was going all right.
Someone rolls.
No.
Scores. It's the good old hockey game.
Okay. Ready?
Right. Okay. The good old hockey game.
Welcome, everybody.
Harriet. Harriet, what are you doing?
We've got an awful lot of rebuilding to do. Brilliant.
Can I get any closer to your mic?
So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show.